They have turned their cans into cans and their dreams into plans. They are the women on a mission. They have learned how to believe in themselves, on their visions, and how to do things the way they want to get them done. Good afternoon, hello, welcome. My name is Atul Trikha. I'm also known as DJ Trick, and I am honored to be hosting the show today, the show which emphasizes on women empowerment and on their mission. Passion is not a job or a hobby. It is the full force of your attention and energy. You cannot plan passion, it is a feeling. The women participating today are the ones who have enhanced their life and built environment for others to succeed. So let's welcome Anjali. Anjali is a mother, a IT professional, a 2021 Cannes Global Short Film Award winner, a fashion designer, and a founder of Designer Dream Collection. Welcome, Anjali.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be on this show.
So how you are feeling?
I'm feeling super excited. Energy is so positive, surrounded with this wonderful, accomplished, inspiring women. I couldn't have asked for anything better to celebrate this Women's Day.
That's great. So, Anjali, I have a question for you. So, you are the glamour, so what we call the glamour queen of Columbus. So, what you have to say about that?
It's kind of overwhelming to hear this because there's always other side of the story. A lot of people know me because I do fashion, create jewelry and foundation, bridal couture, gala. So I do runway outfit, I do bridal outfit, I do a lot of glamour events like Cannes. Recently I did New York Fashion Week and a lot of upcoming ventures. But I am big about social causes and I am highly associated with a lot of causes regards to women empowerment, human trafficking. Like for instance, yesterday I had big successful show with Ohio State University. The show name was Unchained, where I presented my collection and we portrayed the story of human trafficking. There were 3 segments to the show: innocence, restoration and violence. And it was beautifully portrayed, where I designed jewelry and outfit to portray how an innocent girl who's not even aware about what human trafficking is, how she's trafficked, and how she come out beautifully of that phase. And it was a beautiful message for the community to learn more about this cause. I cannot explain the overwhelming response we got from the audience. It was completely sold out show. The dresses turned out amazing. You can go on my social media, which is known as Designer Dream Collection, and find more about those shows. And I have a lot of upcoming ventures where I'll be talking about women empowerment, human trafficking, and I have a big show coming next month on Discovery TV, where I worked with a Miami-based NGO for women of domestic violence and human trafficking. So there's a other side of story, but I like to support and uplift other women and design outfit because that's my passion. Passion is the only drive for this business because I am IT professional like you introduced. I work as assistant vice president at a banking firm. But since I'm very passionate and I feel for those women who deserve to be happy, who deserve to look good, and there are very few people who think for those people and create platform for diverse group of people. And my short film name was Inclusion Through Diversity, and it was all about inclusion of all different people of diverse group like South Asian, American, Black, everybody, and LGBTQ community, where very few people from South Asian community talk about LGBTQ community. So my main showstopper for that show, that film, was a person from LGBTQ community who co-wrote the script of the film. So yes.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. Really what you are doing to the community, it is absolutely to support the environment, create an environment here to leave footprints for the young generation is absolutely fantastic.
Yes, definitely. I'm trying to do my little bit towards the community and inspiring others to do what their heart desires.
We are really thankful to you, Anjali, for doing such an amazing work here.
Thank you.
So please welcome our second guest, Suneetha Ravindran. She is an accountant, a classic dancer, and a founder of a dance school. Welcome, Suneetha.
Thank you.
So, can you tell us a little bit more about your dance school?
I have a dance school in Columbus from 2000 and it's called Anjali Dance School and I'm teaching around 100 kids now. And I do lot of programs for the community and I do for TACO, SV Temple, Sai Temple, all the school fundraisings.
I have a question for you. I don't want to be a stereotype here, but being an Indian parent, we focus more on the academic of more education, right? So how important it is for kids to learn dance?
I feel it comes from their heart and passion. That is how I learned and I started to learn from 6 years and I did my degree on that and I'm teaching here as a dance teacher. I normally doesn't force the kids, they have to have the passion, but I try to teach them what is the passion of dance and how you can promote with that and how you can be a good student in school too with education with all these habits. Follow the rules or habit of listening the teacher, how do you follow the program, how do you memorize your dance program and all our dance passion from Bharatanatyam is all belongs to our culture. And we tell all about the gods, all the passions, how you dress up, how you stand up as a dancer, and all these brings them to as a very good woman in their life. That is how I teach them.
Very important. The word you said, culture. Yeah, that's with the classic dance. That is what is the most important thing, the culture. And other than that, I think based upon my experience, I'm also a father. The discipline is what also brings to dance.
That's 100% true. Yes.
Definitely. So thank you so much, Suneetha, for those teaching those kids. I know how to handle. Nowhere I'm near how to handle kids and ask them to dance, and you are doing for 100 kids, right?
Thank you.
So it's a great job here.
Thank you.
So much. So please welcome our next guest, Teja. She is a mother, an IT professional, and a founder of Sahara Columbus. Welcome, Teja.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you. So, Teja, tell us more about Columbus, Sahara Columbus.
Sure. We started on the day the pandemic hit us. When school started closing, we wanted to do something. Ever since I was a child, I wanted to be involved in community service, but the day schools closed, we were thinking about all the school children who depend on school meals. There are a lot of kids who depend on low-income families, kids from low-income families who depend on school meals. All of a sudden they closed the school. So we said, okay, we'll go help some of the Olentangy school kids or Oak Creek kids. But after we did that for a few months, and a lot of other people started reaching out, and then we started to help blessing boxes, which is another great project in Columbus where you can just go open a cabinet, grab the food with no questions asked. So there are like 100 blessing boxes in Columbus, so we started helping them. But being a woman, I always wanted to do something for women, and I'm so glad Anjali brought it up because we actually work with Choices for Domestic Violence Victims that is established in Columbus. We have a monthly commitment to help those kids in that organization. There are like 70 to 80 children at any given time. And we also work with other organizations that are in Columbus that help human trafficking victims as well. And another reason I wanted to do this is not just community service. I wanted the kids to learn what community service is. I can do all I want. You know how they say, teach a man to fish and you're feeding him for life. I can do it, but without my kids, the next generation not knowing about it, it's going to stop here.
Right.
So I am so proud to say that 90% of the work in Sahara is done by kids. At any given time, we have 50 to 100 children helping us packing, and we put inspirational notes in each and every bag that goes out. We do help a lot of homeless population, and I take the children with me to witness it because we, the people in suburbs, are in a bubble.
Right.
We don't know what's happening in downtown Columbus. We're just unaware of it. So once you see it, you witnessed it. There is no way you can forget it. It's in your memory. So thanks to that, most of the kids, they're all like, I can give you a nice example. One of my kids' daughter, she got Christmas money, $100. She turns to her mom and says, I want to give this to Teja Sahara so she can feed 10 more kids. So Yeah, community service is about, the Columbus community has given us so much. I've been living here for 10 years, my job is here, my kids are here. I wanted to give something back to the Columbus community. This is the home away from home for all of us, and it's the home for my kids. This is their only home. So I want them to be as involved as possible, help as many people as they can. And like I always say, kindness is contagious. So spread it as much as you can, help as many people as you can. That's all we do in Sahara.
That's great. That's great. So before coming to this event, or just before few seconds back, I thought that I'm doing too much. Whatever I was doing by doing my DJing, contributing my 100% proceeding to the charity. But after listening to your stories, I'm feeling that I'm not doing anything at all. So help me, how can anyone contribute to the cause, like whether Anjali you are doing or your cause? What is one thing you want us, people like me who are sitting in their bubble, how we can contribute?
Talk to your children. Don't think they're too young to understand. They can understand. They know what charity is. They know what domestic violence is, especially boy moms. Talk to your sons. They should know how to respect a woman. They should know how to help them if needed. So talk to your kids, basic. Tell them what domestic violence is, tell them what human trafficking is. Everybody should know. The more we talk about it, the less taboo it is. Like, I'm able to talk about human trafficking now, but maybe 5 years before, maybe not, with a man especially, right? So I'm like, after I have seen it, I have talked to all these people who founded all these great organizations, I am no longer shying away to talk about it. I mean, a lady told me that a 26-week pregnant girl is forced into prostitution because she has no other choice. These are real things that are happening every day, so we better talk about it now so we can eradicate it forever instead of just gossiping about it or, talking about it. Talk about it, as simple as that. You just let it out there, teach your kids, and you're good to go. We'll have a better future. And I also wanted to say there are different kinds of charity. It doesn't have to be food. It's kindness is as simple as holding a door for somebody, saying hello and saying, hey, I can get you this coffee. Coffee is on me. It's like you do not know the kind of impact you're making on that person for the rest of the day. A tip, saying great service, small things. And I think with social media, there is so much hatred out there these days. That is another reason I want all the kids to learn about charity and kindness so they can promote it more and we can all be better human beings, I guess.
That's right said. Talk about it, right? And we need to talk with our kids about all the things that we can do to help our environment and our surrounding. So yeah, thank you so much for doing those amazing work to the community here. Thank you so much, Teja.
Can't do it without everybody's support. It's a team effort.
Thank you. Yeah,
I love it, Teja, when you said we need to talk to our kids about it, because as a parent, we need to take this initiative. Home is the first school for kids, right? They
As
learn.
a mother,
Yes,
coming from your
and
mom.
they learn from your action. They don't learn by telling them to do it. They observe what parents are doing, and then they like to follow their parents' footsteps. Like yesterday, I took my daughter because I wanted to learn, for her to learn about human trafficking and help. It's not just about money. Even if you contribute your time, the emotional support, it means a lot to those victims.
It does, it does.
Really proud of what you're doing, and I would love to learn more and
definitely
associate with your causes too.
Great. So my next question, maybe Anjali, you or Teja, you can answer. It's again about the charity. So most of us, right? Sometimes we contribute, let's say $9 or $19 to St. Jude or nationwide, and we feel that yes, we are doing our part, right? It's sometimes we treat as that's where we are done with that. So any of you would want to discuss about, is it charity is all about money or what is there in charity? I mean, am I done by just contributing? Sure, so sure.
I can say charity is not about money. Charity is about time. Charity is always, we are giving some time to community and we are giving our precious time to the people who need the right time in the right way.
Right.
So charity is not about 100% money, and it's time and effort. Yes.
Definitely, every organization needs money. That is the important part of it. But when you are giving time, I think you are giving a part of your life. That is right.
Money is just one small aspect aspect of the charity, just the time, even talking about it, spreading the word, use the social media. This has such high impact because people are following you. When you're
Right.
making some difference in the community, use that platform, use your voice. If you have accomplished or pursue your dream, like she said, she has a dance school, and all of us are accomplished in all our way, and we have great following on social media. So talking about these causes by showing how other people can contribute their time, money, or in whatever small way, sharing it, like sharing is caring, and like if you share any cause on social media and inspire other people to do it, that's another way to help people. I mean, there can be so many different ways.
Absolutely, and you feel good, right? At
Yes,
the end, I mean, that is the
exactly.
feeling
Yes.
again
Yes.
when you contribute, when you do for a cause. At the end, I feel so relaxed, right? I did something good today, right?
Yeah.
So
Also,
most important.
One more thing I would like to add here and give huge shout out to RB, what he is doing, creating platform like this and bringing inspiring women at one place to talk about this. That way we are inspiring other. So RB, I would like to take a moment and thank you for creating this platform and talking about these causes and inspiring other. That way you are doing commendable job in inspiring the community to come forward and do their bit toward any causes that is close to their hearts.
Definitely. I mean, the moment Raja discussed that we are going to
So
have this show,
Yeah, that's good.
I didn't firstly heard, okay, I said, Raja, I'm busy, but then he
Yeah.
told me, like, this is the cause. I said,
He
no
never
matter
leave you.
what I am doing,
He
whatever.
never leave you.
You know,
Yeah, I
being
mean,
a man thinking about women
this
and
cause,
how
That's
women
yes.
are inspiring
That
them,
is so.
supporting his wife to
Right.
follow her passion, that's commendable, man. That's really
Absolutely,
inspiring.
absolutely. So thank you so much, Raja,
Yes.
for
Thank you.
having this again awe-inspiring and talented and passionate women here to talk about their success, and not only that, how we can help and how you can, as a parent, talk to your kids about this wonderful, amazing opportunity for helping others and creating an environment to help each other. Please welcome our next guest, Nitya. She is an accountant and a cricketer and an upcoming cricket coach. So welcome, Nitya.
Thank you. Thanks for this.
So cricket, this sport is dominated from centuries, I'll say, by men, right? So why cricket, and what inspired you to be a cricketer?
Firstly, I should say it's still dominated by men. And cricket, any sport for that matter, it's a passion. What you have within you and how you're bringing it out. And women or a girl, whoever, especially in a sports like cricket, we're always, okay, cricket, oh, it's a men's game. To remove the tag being a men's game, from using a word batsman to become batter, it took like 2021 is the year that changed from batsman to become a batter, because even women play the cricket,
Absolutely.
play the sport. And even with law, like society has defined how the sport is being played, and society has defined how it should be played by the men. It was never defined how it's being played by the women. To make those changes, it took a lot of years, lot of people, and there are people who have played, the women who have played has never been in the history. It's been erased.
Right.
To bring that cricket and to tell the people, see, those are the women who have played. It took a lot of women to sacrifice their history to even show what it is in real life. In a country like US, cricket is upcoming sport where people from a different country like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, like Caribbean people, many has moved. This sport is there in US for a very long time, but people were not aware of it.
Right.
Even now, in US, there is minor league for the boys, major league for the men. What is there for our women?
That's right.
So it's a question mark. So bringing them to a different standard, it's taking a lot of time. People to adapt, even parents to think, okay, I can send a girl to play cricket.
Right. Right.
It's a big task.
That's true.
I am, as a woman, playing here in a men's team. Where is the women's team?
Right,
I don't know.
right.
I think I have to form one.
Definitely.
Secondly, there is a coaching. I do coaching for the kids, and I hardly seen a girl playing in Columbus, it's still a saddening moment for me. And somewhere I want to bring at least a team in Columbus who can represent and say, I'm a proud girl who played the sport.
Right, absolutely.
In any sports for that matter. But it's always a proud for any girl to stand by themselves and play the sport. And it's always, as a woman, you grow up, you have a lot of things, you have education, you have society that defines how you have to live.
Right, right.
So in that you have to break out and say, this is my life and this is me. I can play the sport, I can play a competitive sport, I can have a professional sport, and I can show the world this is I am.
Right.
It takes a lot of in-depth in them to bring up and say, oh yes, see, it's not the men who plays a sport or the men who has to define what a woman has to do.
Right.
It's always women can stand up for themselves and say, yes, I can do it.
Right, right.
And there are a lot of things you can say, like, okay, what if you go and play a sport or you go and do some things, who will take care of the family?
Right, right.
But that's where it's a balance.
Absolutely.
You should know to voice out and say, I have to go do this work because it's my responsibility and my own interest to do such things.
Right, absolutely.
And if you cannot say for yourself, nobody is going to say for you.
Definitely. Yeah.
So as a woman, if you can do that, that is a big step for any women around you to actually tell them you can actually say, you can actually tell your family, tell the society, see, I can know how to balance my family and my profession. Please don't judge me and say, no, if you go play a sport, what you're going to do? No, I can play a sport. I can have a family. I can balance between both of them. My family is going to support me. Don't decide on what society supports you. That's not how the actual thing has been decided. I am a woman who played a hard tennis ball in Columbus and went on to play a proper cricket representing the state and representing the East Zone. So it's like almost a one step away playing for the country, USA. So it's a big thing, and still there are a lot of girls who have started coming and playing the sport, but I still feel as a woman who has come from Ohio, if any other girl who comes from this state, I'll be the happiest person to see them and encourage them.
Definitely, great. So one word that you said, batsman, what we call now, batter?
Batter.
See, we don't even know about it, we don't even talk about those things. A very important point you brought there. And the next question I have for you is, what challenges you faced? I know, like you mentioned, it's a sports dominated by men, right? So did you face any challenge within your family, or who is your inspiration, or what are the challenges that you have faced when you started this game?
Okay, inspiration, I said I'll go back to my mom. Mom who has not studied, but she is more educated than me. Mom who can say, you can go to YouTube and see this video and you can learn.
Right.
She's someone who says that who has not educated.
Oh, that's great.
So you can take inspiration from anyone. Secondly, facing difficulties, it's there everywhere. Even, see, we are culturally controlled society. From yes.
Yeah.
So we cannot just break that culture one day and say, oh, I've broken everything. No. It's gonna take generations and generations, and to come to that level where even the women can go do their work.
Right.
So that's gonna take a lot of time. Obviously there are a lot of and within, say I'm playing with a men's team in Columbus, and we'll have a practice session. So we'll generally, it's for an example, we'll have a catching practice and they'll say, oh no, you don't have to go run and catch it, but I'll still do. It's not like I cannot do.
That's true.
So don't define me, I'll define who I am. That's the whole difference. So everywhere, and they'll say, oh, women's game, it's boring. They just don't run like men. They just don't score like men. Why? We score like what we are. So don't say we are not doing like somebody else. We are what we are. So that'll actually, if people can understand that difference of women, they are playing a sport, men, they are playing a sport. It's as simple as that.
Amazing, and I love the word when she say, "Don't define me, I'll define myself." Thank you so much, Nitya. That's amazing. And our next guest, Sush, such an amazing personality. She is a mother, a IT professional, a local Indian community, regional women leader, and a CEO of visual ads. I know her personally. I love her aura or her energy. Every time I meet her, she brings something different to the table. So welcome, Sush, to the show.
Oh my God, thank you so much for that great introduction. And thank you so much. And I was amazed and honored to sit with all these wonderful ladies and inspiring ladies. And visual ads is always giving these kind of platforms. And I should thank to Raja. And at the same time, we are here to promote all this. And somebody mentioned like kindness. So this is also one kind of we are promoting all of your enthusiasm and as well as passion towards the community. I'm so proud. And going back to my story, and I was born and brought up in a very small village in Andhra Pradesh, and it's a Upputuri. And in that, especially there, that village, that area, girls' states are little lesser than boys. Okay, so whenever at the time of I was born, and my dad did not come to city because I was a girl. So yeah, these kind of things. But my dad was not a bad person, but based on the circumstances, and he was involved in his sister's marriage and so many dowry things, these kind of things, and especially men's, and especially the people mindset was girl is clean girl kind of thing. So I must say this thing, my birth was not a celebration, matter of celebration, but I made my life everyday celebration. So, and my grandfather was Indira Gandhi's hardcore fan, and he is the kind of person in that village itself, some person says who is giving that kind of ideas and inspirations, encouraging this kind of, he always showed girls should be like that also, not like your mom and your grandmom and your aunties, these kind of people. They are just after they did not go to schools, and they after 15 years, 14 years they get married, and this kind of environment is there. But at that time, and until he died, and I was staying with him, and he only raised me, and he only teach me every day, and how empower girl and how Indira Gandhi is doing. That is my biggest inspiration. So I started from childhood onwards, and I have to be a white man all the time, and I have to be lead, and I have to do something different, and I know better than, and I can prove myself, and I can do these kind of things. So there, Sush started her life, and especially I must say one more thing, and 10 years of your life, how you treated by others, and how you enjoy your life, and these kind of things will give more confidence, and will give, those are the greatest memories in any child life.
Definitely.
So we have to give a healthy environment like that, especially 10 years of that age, and people will be more confident, and more this kind of more Sush will come kind of that. So in my opinion, my grandfather is the greatest hero, and because of him, and today what I'm doing, and what I'm doing for society, and what I'm doing for the organizations, and what I'm doing, I met all these ladies in different events, and Trikha I met in cricket event, and some charity, and I met her, and Anjali and Suneetha I met in cultural events, and as a CACO and all organizations. So I'm so proud to have all this. And visual ads, as a visual ads CEO, I'm also doing these kind of things, and I'm very happy. And thanks so much for bringing all this.
So that's great.
Amazing. And one amazing point she touched on, girl child. So I remember when I was born, I'm the third girl in the family, and my grandmother, she cried, why girl? And so she gave proposal to my dad, okay, let someone adopt her. And my dad was like, no, if she's not coming home, we are not, my mom, so I was born in my mama's house in Gurgaon, and my mom said, okay, Masi want to adopt because she don't have girl child, and my dad said, no, if baby is not coming home, you're also not coming home. Even if she's a girl child, I want her. And today is the day my grandmother and everybody feels so proud of me being a girl, accomplished. I feel so accomplished, and they feel so proud of me being girl, feeling accomplished and making them proud. So girls are no less than men. Don't define us, don't judge us by just our sexuality.
That's absolutely
Yes.
right. It's so sad to even hear these stories. I mean, I wish we can wipe all those things, right? I mean, to my son, if I don't know how I'll teach that this happens in India, right? I mean,
Yeah.
It's a sad part of it, and we never faced it, so we don't know what phase you have gone through. Like she mentioned, they didn't celebrated it, and I mean,
So Atul, we are in 21st
Right.
centuries. We have evolved. Things are changing. We're talking about back that time, but things are changing. It's
Right.
21st century, and people are changing. Even our grandparents, their mindset is changing. We are evolving, and people like us. There are
Right.
so many women out there inspiring men,
Right,
inspiring
definitely.
others that women can do it. Like
Right.
you can see the global CEOs, the multinational companies,
Absolutely.
and women are ruling the world.
They
But
are
now,
changing. Absolutely.
Everyone in my family and my villages and my relatives and everyone is, oh, Sush, okay. My girl is like that,
right.
kind of. So I heard these kind of all my cousins, daughters and
right.
kids and everyone. Sushanti is kind of very dynamic kind of. Some people
Absolutely.
say something and some energetic and some kind of, oh, okay, I have to follow her.
This
kind
is
of.
what
So
we get
this
in
is
culture
I'm
also.
hearing
Absolutely.
here and there and every time, and I go and people are asking how do you manage your time doing a lot of stuff. But I always one more thing is always dream big. At least you can drop in
That's
video,
true.
not
Yeah.
in down.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
always dream big, and that is the reason I always do these kind of events, and not only, and I take care of my boys, and I have a dogs, and so I'm very much occupied with my things.
Exactly,
and pampering myself all the time.
Yeah,
So-
self-love.
Yeah.
In
Very
everything,
important.
I'm all for women empowerment too, but I do like to give credit to some of the men. Like Sush said, her grandfather was the one who actually uplifted her. Her father said, if the baby is not coming, you're not coming home. I only found maybe 4 or 5 people where they really empowered their daughters. Like I have a friend who is a badminton champion. Her father did that 20 years back.
Right.
But what I'm gonna tell the men out there that if you're behind us, we will still reach the heights we want to without the help. But if you're behind us, we can reach more.
Amazing.
And
Yes.
there is a small kind of lift,
It
small
helps.
kind of encouragement, small things definitely needed for anybody, not only
Absolutely.
women.
Oh yeah,
men also.
Amazing.
Yes.
you could
Definitely.
clearly
Yeah.
see the chemistry between Sush and her husband.
Right.
She's so confident, and I don't know if I'm assuming, but I think 50% of the confidence is coming from there. For me,
70%.
see, I'm glad you said that. For me, that's my husband. So, and my sons who look at me like idol every time I do something, and every time I question myself, there is my husband saying, now you're okay. Like I say, I didn't think I came out mean, and my husband goes, you're a woman. No matter what you say, they think you're mean because you're loud. So don't just take it out of you and do what you gotta do.
Definitely.
I always-
Rupali, if you're hearing this, I hope you will say the same thing about me.
Yes.
So I do that,
No,
right?
exactly.
So,
A passionate, successful
Right.
woman has a good,
Right.
loving father or husband or a son.
Exactly.
Or a grandfather,
Yes.
somebody should
Some
be
men
out.
in some
Yes,
form.
we need
So
some
I
support
tell to
from our
all-
family.
Definitely. It's again, you're
We
like
have
that.
that support. There is
I
no
always
way
trust
we
my
can-
dad.
Right.
Yes.
And this
Because
is
of
not,
But
you're
to
not looking
all
for
the men
sports.
out there like
Yes.
you, support
Yes.
us more,
Yeah.
be the good guys for a
Right.
change,
Right.
right?
I really like how she said,
Right.
if you got to do, you got to do. Self-love
Yes,
is
that is
important. You
important.
have to speak up for yourself.
That
If
is
you
right.
are passionate about
Right.
something, you have to tell this, speak up, tell your husband, hey, this is what I want to, that's
I
what
want to
I
do.
Sometimes
Right.
you don't need to tell
Unless
your husband also. The
they
person
get it.
is the
The person.
exactly right person,
Exactly.
right time.
They get
That
it.
is the reason I'm calling all the time my husband Raja is a spoiler.
Right.
My
Right.
grandfather is the first spoiler, and my Raja is the second
Right.
spoiler for me.
And I love the part when you said it's not like we are not looking for sport, right? I mean, I can be a successful without you. But if you come along with me, I'll feel more happy, right? I mean, that's the part I love about it. Right.
Yeah.
And I think we need to come out of all those small, like, I mean, for example, I remember when I was a kid, when I used to cry, someone will come and say, why you're crying like a girl, right?
Oh my
God.
What, right? I mean, I can
And
cry.
other one also
As
there.
a man, you
And I can cry, and my
Yeah.
wife, she is so strong. Whenever I have to do, when I'm sad, I look towards how she approach things, right? So there is no point in like those small things make a lot of difference, right? I mean, we don't need to be stereotyped, and like you mentioned, if we will go along, otherwise it's our loss, right?
If you laugh loud and women don't laugh too much and it won't do
Right,
kind of.
right.
The society stereotypes.
Coming to sports, Serena
So we are
Williams
not
is a-
here by judging by anyone.
Oh,
And
right.
we are here, we know how to do better.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Coming to the sports, you know how Nithya was talking about it, and we were talking about the remuneration. Serena Williams is already a Grand Slam winner with 30, but
Right.
her husband quit his business to support her. So even with a child, she's going to go for 31.
Right.
She's already great. Now
Right.
she's going to be, you know, the best of an era. So
Right, right.
that little help might help her push
Yes.
and get the 35 Grand Slams
Yeah.
versus 30.
But someone
Even
else
with a child.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Someone else inspiration.
Exactly,
kind of.
she'll be the pinnacle. The little
Yeah.
bit help
I
of
want to add what she was telling. So when I go out play the sport, people there, oh, you're married? I'm like, yeah. So how your husband is managing?
Right.
I have not left a born baby out there to manage.
Right,
He's
right.
grown enough men to manage.
Yes.
So
Right.
don't bring. I have to manage my husband.
Said,
You know
well,
that.
well said. Yes, I'm not the mother, I'm the wife, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to
Yeah,
manage
I
it.
get
It's
this
so-
question all the time, like how do you manage your time? Because I have amazing, incredibly supportive family. My husband supports me in an immense way to pursue my passion. Like, you know, he spend time with my daughter, take her for classes, and sometimes, you know, as a mom, I have that mom guilt that I'm not there for my daughter to drive her for classes, to drop her for school, because I'm always busy
Right.
with my upcoming venture. But that can never happen until you have great support from your family.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah.
you shout out to those men
Right.
for supporting women to pursue their passion.
That is
Definitely.
very important because
Yeah,
we
so
go
true.
for programs for hours and hours.
So as
So
a
we
boy
don't
mom, I
back
feel like we
home.
have more responsibility to teach our children to
Right.
be better men when they grow up.
Yes.
So, and I think 50% of that comes from their father. If he sees the father doing it, they will learn.
They will
You know,
learn
the other
to do it.
50% will, you know, imprint in
Right,
their mind
right.
saying that if you're going, you know, grow up to a man, but be helpful, supportive, let them do what they gotta do. You do what you gotta do too.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
hand in hand.
I always
So-
talk to my boys like, so what you going to do? So you are celebrating this like that is way or like other way. And say, yeah, I'm going to celebrate. My second one is especially exactly like Raza. He want to celebrate his everything he want to celebrate, same kind of. So, older one is just like me, and he is always more being celebrated by someone else.
That's good. So a question here, like, I mean, you need to tell the secret sauce. How you do multitasking? I mean, my wife tell me do this, and that the third task she adds, I forget what was the second task. And I saw her doing meetings, dance, reels, then taking care of my son. How you do that?
That's the greatness of women. Women can do multitasking.
Yes,
Women can do multitasking better than men.
Absolutely no
It's
denial.
like a networking in the brain.
If you're passionate, passion
You can
is the
do.
drive. You know,
That
money
is
is
so
not
true.
the drive. Passion is, you know, a big force. It's,
Right,
it's
right.
always inspiring you to do
That's
next,
true.
and you know, you're full of ideas, creative ideas. And women are unstoppable because
Absolutely.
they're passionate. That
And
is-
I'm amazed like how you turn yourself, like you see the moment, like somebody needs my support, you still like a anchor there, right? I mean, it's amazing quality that only women can have. I am absolutely no denial, we are nowhere near to the power, the strength that women carry.
And actually, one more point I can bring, and my both boys and their dashboards and school stuff and everything, I only take care of. Raja never seen that one. And as long as if they are in the good dashboard and good terms and everything looks good to me, especially I have to take care of. And they can watch TVs and they can watch movies and they can talk anything. If something is messed up, and definitely they will go to the timeout stays. So that kind of I train them like, okay, as long as it is good, then she don't touch us. So they are maintaining that one. That is easy for us. You need to tell them, teach the
Absolutely.
kids and what is the consequences and what kind of things you are going to face and after this kind of. So I train them, and my kids are. I gave whatever the food, and they love the food, and I gave to them. So from childhood onwards, we need to teach them and what is the society and what is the community, what kind of. She mentioned that teach the charity stuff, and we both are in these kind of visual arts and these things. And my both boys are also directing, and they're also doing some kind of. So whatever you do and whatever you represent yourself, and automatically at least 30% kids can take it.
Definitely.
After that, once they grow up and they can change their things and maybe they can move on. But at this age, then definitely you have to give the right positive notes to everything kind of.
Exactly.
To
Talk to your kid, and
Yes.
you bring like Raja, right? I mean, I know the kind of, if we have to set a benchmark. I heard. Tell me, is this true or right? I mean, I heard Raja is every morning from last 20 years or plus.
He's only giving the coffee to people.
Right, but
Yes.
amazing. Like, I mean, cut this part because I don't want everybody to know this part, right?
I have to give my husband credit too, otherwise he'll be mad because he's making tea every morning.
Same here.
From past
He makes coffee for
17
Oh, there is so many Rajas.
Yes, of classical dancing. When we were doing the degree, our community said in Sri Lanka that if you do a dance degree, you won't get married because they don't like that. Okay, as a dance teacher. So my father said, no, that is a passion, let her do. That is what I'm teaching my kids here. Stay for yourself, stand for yourself. Dance is not done something that you can't get married. That is always in their mind now.
Yeah.
Okay? You dance for yourself, you dance for your passion. You can be a teacher and a wife too, and as a mother. Okay, we did all for our kids. All my husband was fully supported for me for all these 22 years in Columbus, but I teach. So I don't give any, I give my full credit to my dad, who taught me, and I give my full credit to my husband and my son, who was with me for all these hours, how I stand for a long hours for teaching. I don't see their matches, I don't see their school hours, always in my dance class. But all was supported by my family.
That's
So
so
that is,
great.
I also
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So yes, I think the every point that everyone mentioned here is teach your kids, talk to your kids, right? Respect is the most important part that we need to teach our kids, the next generation. Again, here maybe it's possible, it's not like in India, back in India, right? I mean, there's a lot of difference here, but I still believe that we need to teach our kid that to respect women, that is the most important lesson for everyone. So thank you so very much. I'm feeling so small after listening to all what you are doing. Again, like, I mean, thank you so very much for doing an amazing job and keeping that passion. So thank you, and wishing everyone a very happy Women's Day. Thanks for coming here and joining us and sharing your stories. If anything you want to add at the end, please. Otherwise, like, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
so much for having
Thank
us.
you.
Women's Day to
Thank you.
everyone out there.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.